So today we've got to West Cork. So this is where I am encountering Mizen Head, and so down here you can see the very southwest corner round here. I had more recently been going along south from here. I had hoped to get to Cork. I hadn't got that far. I'd booked this trip. That was at the start of the summer, and this was at the end of the summer. So uh, here we are at Mizen Head area, and I was staying in Dunmanus, which is just right around here. So now, before I had arrived down, there was a triathlon in Yule, and one of my yoga students was down. One of her family members must have been in the triathlon, but look at the weather, it's dreadful. So that was what the weather was like just a few days before I left as I was heading off. That's us in the car driving all the way down, quite a long drive per Jack down to Kerry. It must have been about 7-8 hours at least. And down to West Cork rather, sorry. And I was rather worried about this because the accommodation I had booked had no TV or Wi-Fi, which is a bit of a game changer for my family. In fact, we've never stayed anywhere without TV and Wi-Fi. So I was a little bit nervous. Now we stopped off here and stretched the legs. There was a bit of rugby on. Richard was watching the rugby. I was taking Jack for a bit of a walk. And I was sort of thinking, oh, how are they going to cope? We've got a week in West Cork with no TV and Wi-Fi. But anyway, so here are Dunmanus is where we're heading to. You can see it's still gusty. It's calm. The weather's getting better. It's sunny and warm, which is nice, but it's still quite strong gusts, really a bit too strong for paddleboarding. And this was the accommodation. So basically, when I had gone to book this, because it was in the summer holidays, when I first looked at it, there was loads of options. And then as I got closer to when I finally booked it, I was like, oh gosh, there's only like this was actually the more expensive accommodation that was left. But I had no other choice. This was the only one, and also it didn't have TV or Wi-Fi. But it was lovely, and I just thought, well, it'll be a nice treat, hopefully. It'll be a lovely treat for us. So this is only, but look at the view. This is Dunmanus Bay. I always try and pick something that's like really close to the water. So this is the inlet, really. So right out here would be out into the sea. So it will look a bit more sheltered here. But beautiful view from the living room. And just lots of lovely little additions to the house. So the guys loved it. Thankfully, there was a DVD player with unlimited Star Wars for Jack to watch, so he was happy. And there was a phone to hotspot from, so Richard could keep up with all the rugby and stuff, sport. And this is us outside, so it's beautiful. It was like a converted farmhouse, and even had, we were told not to feed the animals. It came with beautiful horses outside. I mean, it was just stunning. West Cork, Dunmanus Bay. So very pleased with that. Also, there's a sheepdog. There's all these little butterflies around. There's a sheepdog called Gus, and Jack loved him. And I think he loved Jack. So that was good. And there's the horses again. So it was actually just absolutely gorgeous. So this is where we were. This is what I wanted to do. So Dunmanus, this is Dunmanus Bay. It's like the next inlet. We were probably about halfway down, maybe around here. Yeah, around here, because I did paddle around those islands. In around here. And then this is Mizen Head. And then on around here, Crookhaven. It was a famous lighthouse here, and then on round, so towards Cork. So this is the gateway from where we were staying, and just down this lane there was a pier, which is what I had really hoped so I could paddle from. But when I got here, it was a beautiful pier and a lot of people down swimming in it. The sea was crystal clear, I have to say. It was absolutely gorgeous in West Cork. I mean, we had the weather as well, so you can see there's people coming down for a swim. It was very private, just really stunning to say. Gorgeous area. There's swimmers all in. This is all a lot. Richard and Jack getting ready to go in for a swim. Yeah. So, and then because the weather was still stormy, I think even when I got there, I had considered going in. And I think when I called, they were like, yeah, it's still a small craft warning. This is Skull Harbour. I think I had planned on doing some paddleboarding there, but it was still, the winds were still strong. So all the boats were in, a small craft warning. So we're just out driving around, came across some really old monuments, stone monuments here. Beautiful scenery, said, really gorgeous. This was the altar, it's called, a sacred place by the shore, Church of the Poor. So a lot of interesting, that was back to the famine days, really old, more beaches. You can still see the sea, quite a lot of white troughs out there. Still a bit stormy. Shelter in the inlets were quite sheltered. Um, don't really want to be out in that. You know, this is high up as well. So when you're close, it would have just been crazy in there. Anyway, this is Mizen Head, and we went for a little walk around, a little recce. You can see the whole way down and round. This would have made me filled with dread because I knew I was going to have to paddle around it. Um, it's because there was just that storm had been and gone. But anyway, just out having a proper look around. The currents, the very back of this, back out here, were pretty strong. You can see quite big waves all around. Nowhere to get out, really, if you did change your mind. Definitely not my idea of fun. There we are, Mizen Bridge out. Like you can see the wind, the state of my hair. It was very windy. Definitely not for paddleboarding, but just wanted to have a look around. Beautiful sort of shapes in the rocks and everything. So this is Mizen Head. You can see the far side of Mizen Head. Those rocks look like they've been getting a battering over the years. And there's a sort of a lookout area from here and a bit of information around the area. There's you can see shipwrecks. This also fills me with fear when I'm about to go off and paddle somewhere and I see things like this. There's rescue going on, ship crashed in here. And this is the sea life, also fills me with fear before I do paddle, but you can see basking wheel here. These are the different things that you're likely to see. There's a harbour porpoise. Glasgow says, well, that's County Dolphin, West Cork. You likely see dolphin. There's a fin wheel. Risso's dolphin, County Kerry. This is bottlenose dolphins, and there's the humpback breaching. So there you go. Plenty of animal life. And yeah, this is where the currents looked particularly awful. Just that that's the most westerly point, really, right out there on Mizen Head. You can see all the currents going crazy, getting around this point. Often with these sort of points, you have to paddle away, or I have to paddle away or around, sort of negotiate it. There's more information on the different wheels, killer wheels, everything that you can get in the sea. And this is just I'm in the background just measuring out routes and trying to come up with options in my head. So yeah, I think this must be the first paddle, which I wanted to try and get down to, I think that was too far to do in one go, but I was wanting to get down, try and get as far down this coast as I could. So here we are. I'm staying in Cork, West Cork, waiting for a good opportunity to get out. The last 2 days, just watching the sea. Now this is the bay, so it's more sheltered compared to the sea, which is right on the other side, round Mizen Head. So I'm saving that part to the best day, but the weather's getting better now. So I'm going out for a taster this morning. I'm going to paddle out round this bay. So the next bay round is Bantry, so we're going to head over towards that direction and get a feel for it before heading out onto the sea this afternoon. There's still a bit of a breeze, strong westerly gusts. So there we are, heading out. Strong westerly gusts, so that's why I'm staying in the inside. So where it's more sheltered. And here I am down at the pier, just setting off. Good morning. Finally, the wind has dropped, and I am. I've been waiting patiently. This is West Cork. Dunmanus Bay is where I'm staying. So I'm going to go out today and have a little tester of the water to see what it's like in the wind. It looks lovely. To the left, behind me is Mizen Head. So I'm going to keep that to the best day. And down that way, we get down to Durrus. And the next bay across is Bantry. So see how I get on today. Lots of little islands to check out as well. So it looks lovely. Thanks for watching. Please sponsor me. All proceeds go into RNLI. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, still fundraising from the RNLI. So here I am, just a bit wobbly, getting started. Paddling out. So summertime, bare feet. I'm not going any massive distances today. And I've got my fluorescent high visibility gear on. I've got my walkie-talkies. I've got one I use just for Richard and Jack for on land. And I usually have a backpack full of food and drinks in there, and my phone usually in my diesel bag. Yeah, t-shirt, sunblock on probably. There's the islands behind me. None of my knees. It must have been a bit choppy, or maybe it was the wind. If the wind's strong, then you can't really get too far standing if you're paddling against the wind. So you're sitting down. You have to put a bit more muscle into it. So what I'm doing at the minute here. These are the islands in Dunmanus Bay. It's choppy enough. A few little houses on the islands. And standing a bit. Just crossing over at this point to see what that would be like. Imagine it's very deep. It's almost like fjords, that's the way I would describe it. You know, these outlets that jet out around the very south of Ireland. And you're sort of like paddling right up the middle of this inlet or like fjord. But I think I would say it's fairly deep because you do get whales and things coming in, a lot of dolphin sea life. Knee pads. I also have knee pads because there's a lot of kneeling involved. And this is to save my knees a little bit. I have the gloves on so I don't get blisters in my hands. Standing. Paddleboarding is a lot of this. Hours and hours. Anyway, it's blue skies. It doesn't look like I'm struggling too much, which is fine. Testing it out. I was just a bit nervous. You know, I'm so used to the north and east coast. This is the south coast, so it's all kind of new. So anyway, get a picture. There I am. I think Richard's taking a picture for me from up at the house. That's me. I'll be paddling back in. So here I am at the little pier where I'm staying in Dunmanus Bay, which is out behind me. There's some seals on the other island, lots of little islands. So it's beautiful today. this is the sheltered part out in the middle of the bay. You could feel the swell, giving you a taste of what the sea is going to be like when I'm out there today. It's quite a big swell today, westerly winds. So coming back in was really easy, but heading into the wind was quite challenging. So yeah, I'm getting a feel for what's to come. But it's beautiful. West Cork, have to stay. Sounds like it's stunning. Beautiful plants and flowers and little country roads and really gorgeous. Yes, so here we are at the pier. I think my lot are just coming down now for a swim. If they saw me coming in. Looks quite excited. And that's them in swimming. That's just learning to dive. Thankfully, he loves the sea. It's great. Here we go. Boom. Very good, Jack. Really good. Keeping the whole family entertained as us all in for a swim. Right. And then that day we were heading on. I saw the stone circle on the en route to where I was going to. So this looks on our drive, and here's Drimbeg. Beautiful stone circle. And no one around. It was lovely. And had a little look around, got some photos taken. There we go, Drimbeg stone circle. And back in the car. And then we're heading over here to Warren Beach because I wanted to try and get down the coastline today. Whatever way the tides were running, as well as the wind direction seemed to be mainly westerly. And I was going to use the wind, and I figured Warren Beach was a good place to start to Clonakilty. I kind of think that was the destination. So I just want to get a feel for there's a bit of headland here to cross. So here we are coming down to the beach. Yeah. Here I am at Warren Beach, just about to get going again. It's a busy little spot, loads of people around. Sea looks really good today. I think it's a good idea waiting for a couple of days for the wind to drop after the storm Betty. And it's looking good. So I'm heading to Clonakilty today. Sunblock on. I'm about to put on all my bits and bobs to avoid getting blisters, gloves and boots and stuff like that. Anyway, looking forward to it. It'll be 3 hours to Clonakilty. There we go. Just heading off. I did speak to these guys just because I didn't want them to be worried about me or wondering why am I going out there. And anyway, they said,
oh, that's like the
Senate. They said that they have I think an organized paddle or something out to this lighthouse. This is it here. So anyway, I was just inform them that I was actually going to go round the lighthouse. Here I am going round. Always, usually the sea a bit crazy, so I'm out here. I'm heading round to Clonakilty. Here I'm in the water. That's the lighthouse. That's the lighthouse behind me. Beautiful scenery, lots of high cliffs. And here I'm coming into Clonakilty. That must be the lighthouse behind me there. Let's see it there over here behind me. Lots of paddling, and then I did see these surfers ahead, out paddling in the waters. A bit of company. You don't often get much company out here. It's quite lonely. Right, if you can see them or not. Yeah. So basically, I got around here, and they're like, "Can you not see me?" I speak to Richard and Jack, and they're like, they're like, we're here on the beach. And I'm like, look at from here, I cannot see you. Anyway, I think it was a race on, and these are the people out in the water. I'm like, oh, this is the beach, coming into the beach here. In fact, there's been a race on today. You can see it's behind me here in the sea. There are a lot of people out on surfboards, like long distance paddling. And here I am. So that's me on the radio, checking in with them. I'm trying to find out where they are. It's just sometimes the reports have to stop paddling so that I can anyway. They're trying to figure out exactly where they are, and here I am paddling again. It's very calm. You know, I'd imagine it's probably why they're out paddling on their boards out in the water, because it's sea's not too crazy. There's a little wave, and here I am coming out.
Coming in.
What you doing?
Beach. Clonakilty, I think that's where I was. Well done.
Yep, that's me coming out of the water. Richard's giving me a hand. Surf school in Shadoni's surf school. Looks like a nice surf spot. Lovely beaches. Nice place to stay there, I'd imagine. Some food. And yeah, that was nice. Anyway, back to our place. And the sun was setting, and wow, look at this in Dunmanus Bay, West Cork. Absolutely stunning. The sky was golden. It was just amazing. Really fabulous. Sunset. Really, really beautiful. So peaceful and calm, just gorgeous. Okay, so this is my next day paddle. Doing a lot of paddling now, the wind's dropping, and I'm heading over here to Baltimore. So the plan is to paddle out of Baltimore and back get right down the coast here to Castle Townsend. So here I'm Baltimore. And that's the plan. Heading down the coast. Right, here we are. Here I am, just getting ready. Get into the sea. We're just picking a spot. This is Baltimore out here. I've got a bit of local knowledge to get quicker onto the water. There's a westerly wind, which is making it a wee bit choppy in the bay, but when I get around the beacon here, it should be in my favour. The wind is to drop, but it's a little stronger at the minute. So I've got all my radios on. I'm wearing knee pads in case I end up kneeling for a lot of it. I've got gloves because I don't want to get blisters on my hands. And I've actually got like little socks I put on because I don't want to get blisters on my feet either. I've got my food and supplies and everything. So I think that's me ready to go to the Coast Guard. It's the Valentia Coast Guard now. I'm down in Cork. Slightly different from I've done Belfast, the North Coast, Dublin Coast Guard, and then now Valentia ones for West Cork. Anyway, wish me luck. Here we go. Bye. So yes, somebody had told me that how to get, because it was actually in the harbour in the bay here. It was wild. It was so choppy, but they said go out the bay because I'd have wasted a lot of time paddling out the bay. This is just the end of the bay. Out through here to the left is into the coast, like the very south of Ireland here. So there I am leaving the shelters of the harbour. There's the beacon, Baltimore Beacon coming up, paddling on along. Look at the scenery, look at the coast. Nowhere to get out if you needed to. Baltimore. It's quite sheltered. And paddling on along. So this is like along the very south of Ireland. Some nice countryside, a lot of rocks. Ultimately, I'll probably do more kneeling than standing. This is me. Hours and hours of this. So coming along the coast here, and that's me here. Yes. And this is where they are. My on-land support team, i.e. Richard and Jack are in here, but this was actually quite, this looks like it should be very easy to find, but it was quite hard to see the entrance. It's not that obvious. A lot of rocks. So it was in there somewhere. And I think it was only for a fishing boat going in between the rocks is how I knew where I was. I guess the south of Ireland gets a battering, doesn't it, by the sea. Look at this crazy. I think this looks like a dinosaur, doesn't it? Coming out of the water. If you were, you know, hundreds of years ago out in the water in a wee boat and you came across that, you might wonder what that is coming out of the rocks. Is that some of the rock formations are prehistoric? Anyway, this is me paddling down here out in the distance down there. That is the harbour for Clonakilty. So there's people out rowing. It's very civilized once I got inland. Lots of boats and people. Oh, this is the church. That's them at the slipway. So it takes me a while to figure out where I'm to meet them. It's a slipway here coming in. And I'm just taking some pictures because it's very pretty looking. Anyway, let's check. That's them there. And he's on the radio. And yeah, this is me coming in. Now taking pictures of me taking pictures of them. But standing because it's nice and sheltered in here. And quite relieved. It's quite a long day that I'm coming out. Richard's great. He's always chatting to everyone, getting to know the locals, telling them what I'm doing. Boat shed. Right. It was very, very nice. Beautiful. Coming in. Anyway, nice sport. Here we go. So here I am. I've just finished today's paddle, which was from Baltimore to Castletown Shed. So when I planned to come in here, I had no idea what to expect, and it's just a gorgeous little old historical harbour. It's so nice. It's quite hard to find. The harbours around here have been quite tricky to find from the sea, just as well I have my sat nav with me. But lovely and sheltered in here. Nice westerly wind today, like yesterday, to help push me along. Both days, quite difficult getting out against the wind. Out of Baltimore, thankfully I got a bit of local knowledge, so I didn't have to paddle too hard against the wind. And then it was quite nice paddling along the coast. And then beautiful way to finish coming in here. It's just lovely, and lots of people out to welcome me as well. So it's really nice. All right, that was great. End of day 2. Bye. So you never know what to expect, what the harbours are going to be like, usually when you're coming in. And, you know, I do worry about Richard and Jack getting bored. Lovely food in the pub. It's the pub, Castletown. All right, and so that's that day done. And then I am up and at it. The best days for Mizen Head, which you can probably see out the window here. Right to the very end. And round today, so I'm getting my online guys to drop me in. So it's 6:30, we're up, and yeah, we're looking forward to getting going. There we go. Up early, birds. We're just about to head off. It's a relatively short drive down to the very end. Down here is Mizen Head, and one of the most westerly peaks in Ireland. So we've been planning to try and pick the best out. That's where everything ready. And whispering probably because it's so early, but also because I'm really a bit nervous about this. Mizen Head. Yikes. You know, I've done my recce's around there and I've seen what it looks like and it doesn't look too pleasant. Anyway, I decided I was going to get in here at there's a little beach. So trying to figure out the best way. I've done a lot of paddling all up around here, and then I thought I might be able to get in here, but there is a beautiful beach here which was very easy to get to. So this is me coming down Barley Cove. So this is us heading down to Barley Cove beach. Not the easiest beach to get down to, which I didn't realise. I think we've just maybe come the wrong way. Trying to get into the sea as early as I can. There's the guys in front of me with the boards. And this is right beside Mizen Head. So this is the closest access to get in. Okay, wish me luck today. Heading to Skull. So this is them carrying. Jack's carrying. See the bunnies? What a beautiful day. And the sea was so calm. I mean, this is another surf spot, but you see how flat it is today. So I was really lucky because when I'm doing Mizen Head, I don't want to be dealing with big waves and swell. This is very little swell. So it was like literally, I was so lucky. I went from crazy storm Betty at the start to flattening right out. Look at that, stunning. Heading off. Here I am, just getting into the sea, Valley Cove. Here's the paddleboard. It looks lovely and calm out here. This is Mizen Head to the right and to the left, down towards Skull and into Cork direction. Wish me luck. So that's the way I'm headed. Getting out around Mizen Head. It's quite strange. It's quite eerie knowing that that's where I am, Mizen Head. I just was really nervous about it because it's look how flat and calm it is. It's timed it perfectly. It's me going around Mizen Head. Oh, yikes. Quite scary, although conditions are good. Bye. Ireland. I'm off. This is what it looks like going around. Just lots of cliffs down into the sea. Mizen Head. Nice calm. See though. Sun's out. Ah, good timing. It stays like this. You know, always hoping it stays like that because you could end up. So this is area heading on round. Look at it is stunning. This is Clonakilty. So this is by Crook. That's Crook Lighthouse. We talk about by hook or by crook. So I had been traveling along the other side from bottom of Ireland across towards Cork, and I passed Hook Lighthouse, and now I'm paddling. So I haven't got to Cork yet, but I'm paddling the other direction from West Cork to Cork, passing this lighthouse here, By hook or by crook? That's crook. There it is. What a beautiful day, flat and calm. It's me out here in the middle of the sea, going past more amazing shaped rocks, formations. I feel so old. There we go. And that's me. Lots and lots and lots of that. That's Crookhaven Lighthouse behind me. Sure what this is on this wee island. You do little island with. Oh no, there's the dolphin. I can't remember if there's one or two dolphins there. It was ignoring me. You can hear the seagulls. It was just beautiful, super calm. Haven Lighthouse. By hook or by crook, I'll get to Cork. This is by crook, and that's Cork that way. I'm heading. So right now I'm heading by crook to Cork. And some lovely old buildings on the. I guess those have been old watchtowers probably. Have been there for hundreds of years. And then I'm heading into Skull. So checking in with them, sent them Richard a message, and they're good. I was hoping they'd get some photos of me around here, but they didn't manage to. So they were on their way now to Skull. This is me paddling into Skull. It's quite a long paddle into Skull, but again, just beautiful conditions, lovely houses. Lovely area. I could imagine it'd be lovely to live there and just be out in your boat or your kayak every day. Lots to see. Really, really nice. Now there's the ferries that come into Skull. I'd seen Skull Harbour. It's quite a busy harbour, so I was just trying to be careful coming in. More houses. That beautiful. Nice and sheltered away from the deep sea, so paddling inland and getting closer now. Here we are into Skull Harbour. I have to say, I have never seen a more pristine and clean. Here we are, just arrived in at Skull Harbour. Ah, what a relief, that was quite long. A long time on the water this morning. That's the hard bit done. Oops, sorry. I don't know if there's something else. Whole way to Skull. So here I am, Skull Harbour. Beautiful day. Ah, that's the hard bit done. Mizen Head, tick. Such a relief. These spots me, I'll post these going to RNLI. And it's done. Anyway, there's Skull Harbour. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. So picturesque.
Well done.
And there in seconds.
Let me see to your front crawl.
The sea was lovely. It's so
Your front crawl.
crystal clear. Look at that. Fab. And this is the wee towns. This is Skull. And the shops, the pubs and the bars, and then the beaches. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. People like driving around. That's us in swimming. There's Jack swimming, Richard. Okay, and then it was the last, actually we were leaving this day. This was on this day, this is the last day, but I got up really early because I wanted to try and get a wee bit more done. I wanted to go to Bantry. So here I'm over at Bantry Bay. Good morning. So here I am at Bantry Bay, and there's lots of swimmers out today, and it looks lovely and calm. I'm going to head over to Glenara. Apparently there's been whales spotted over there and dolphins. So kind of excited about that. Don't know if I really want to come face to face with the whale, but let's see. Yes, when I got there, they were like, oh, this whale's been breaching over here. right in front of the caravan park. So again, this is like when I was talking about the fjords, this is the next one round, inlet round, and this is right in deep inside of the Bantry Bay part. Where the harbour is, not Bantry Bay, or harbour is right over here. And this, I didn't want to, this is a slipway, which is quite a few swimmers. That's Bantry. So now I'm paddling around Bantry Bay, and it was stunning and very peaceful and quiet. Now, it was early in the morning, so I was trying to get this done before we started our drive back to home. But so this is where they have the mussels, and here, I guess this boat is maybe collecting the mussels. I think of Bantry Bay mussels, this is where they come from. It was lovely and quiet, except for that machine that's gathering them. But yeah, a little bit. Anyway, lots and lots of mussels being gathered. And then this is the ferry. So there is a ferry shooting across here too. I think just about see it coming along. It's fairly flying along too, so it's trying to stay out of its way. Two boats passing, and then I got across, and then this is me heading back into to where I'd parked the car. And that's me. So that's all I got done, which was quite a lot in that week, considering it started off looking like doubtful with Storm Betty and crazy wind and waves and everything. And then thankfully it all calmed and petered out, and I got a lot done. So I'm very pleased with that. And Mizen Head over and done with. That was probably one of my biggest fears. There's always something to be worried about, but I was really worried about doing Mizen Head, and it turned out perfect. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and please sponsor me if you haven't done so already.